Greetings, queens. I'm here to talk about the full moon. I'm coming in smooth. It's 9:30 at night. I gotta come in smooth tonight, y'all. Coming in like the Scorpio that I am. We're doing this thing at night. We're not doing stuff out in daylight. How y'all doing? Come on in if you're here, if you're up. Someone's here. Hey, BB and Puerto Rico Queen's been hanging with me. I love it. Oh, let me turn this down. Oh, greetings, Goddess Body Mind Spirit community. This is Tyra Omilade, your goddess guru, your sister friend, and I love helping women align with their life purpose using the power of ancient wisdom and the goddess-centered lifestyle. Let's talk about the full moon in Scorpio, May 12th, 2025. Oh, I didn't even send a message to my Mighty Networks group, but people are here, so that's awesome. Good old YouTube. How's everybody doing? I do struggle with Mother's Day, so it's hard for me to really do much with it, but I am going to wish you all a wonderful, I honor you as mothers. I don't care if you have kids or not. I honor the Yemoja in all of you. If you are raising children, baby, I do honor you for real, because I know it's no joke. Okay. Got my own two that I had to raise up. I get it. So honoring all the mothers in all of our situations, our situationships with this day. Hope that you've had a good one. Hope that someone has honored you. And if not, baby, you know what? We'll do it ourselves. We don't have to wait on anybody to honor us. If you want a card, go buy a card for yourself. Drop it in the mail. Act excited. Rejoice when you send it to yourself. Okay. I'm all about that. I'm all about that life. So I hope everyone is doing well. Alafia. Just Bliss is here. I'm going to forgive you if you fall asleep. I'm not going to be on long. I really just wanted to make sure I went on ahead and got this done today, since the moon is tomorrow. And I'm going to do something just a little bit different. I am going to really just do some oracle readings. I will say I did do a reading with the Odu because I told y'all I was more committed to the Odu. So we're going to do a reading with the Odu. And I'm just going to take that moment to just give thanks for this now moment, calling in the energy of the great mother, the ancient mothers, the ancestors, Orisha, just touching and agreeing with everyone's Ori, whether you are here live or you're going to be watching via the replay, touching and agreeing with everyone's Ori that the only thing that happens here will be for our highest and our greatest good, calling in the energy of the Scorpio moon to speak to wisdom to us. What is it that you want us to know, Scorpio? Herakuti Ogun calling you to surround and protect us. Protect the door, guard the door while we women work our magic. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Oh, and you all know we're in the last little stretch, about 24 hours left. If you would like to join the Sacred Calabash Ileke initiation, you have a little time to do that. One thing that I have realized is what I did in 2023 may not work in 2025 in terms of meeting times. So I am going to be accommodating, and we're going to have a morning time. I'm going to make it on Friday mornings. I know two ladies who signed up. One lady for sure signed up for Friday. Another one may sign up on Friday. So Friday is the morning I'm looking at having it, and then having people who can meet in the evenings. I can be flexible, and I'm sure there'll be times when I can get us all together. So, let's see here. But yeah, if you feel led, you feel called, you feel resourced to join me, come on in. I'm excited. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a great time. Okay, so I don't actually really well, I'll show y'all the moon now that I think about it. Mm, so here's the moon. It will be at 22 degrees of Scorpio, May 12th, 12:56 p.m. Eastern Time. If you want to see it here, you can see a little bit wider. Um, the one thing that really stands out to me about this moon is that it is right here. The sun and the moon, that's what makes the full moon. It's here with Uranus. So that this moon is going to bring some unpredictable stuff. Scorpio is the darkness and going in depth. And Uranus is electrifying and it's shocking and unpredictable. To a certain degree, I kind of see Uranus, if we're dealing with the dark, Uranus is going to make that thing, hold on, Uranus is going to make it, it's like, I don't know if exploding is the correct word, but it definitely is not trying to keep stuff in the dark. It's like trying to open things up. So this moon, the other thing too is it's about a breakthrough because a lot of times Scorpio is where you have a wound, you can't get over something, and maybe you're going to get a breakthrough and you're going to be able to get healed up because Scorpio is very, very healing. Okay. And it's interesting because Scorpio is is truly that sign where maybe there was a wound, but then you're going to eventually learn something from that. There's a lot of, I like to use the word medicine in Scorpio. It's like medicine for the soul, the psyche, the emotions, the body. So it's like you get to learn from things that are hard and challenging in Scorpio. And one of the Odu that I pulled is apparently one of my favorite Odus, O'Shea. Um, so this moon is definitely about healing and really stepping into a higher level of transformation where the thing that used to have you down is just not gonna. I think we can get past something. We can get past something. I will say Scorpio is a money house. We have the sun over here in Taurus, which is a money house. So maybe some people are going to get financial breakthroughs. Now, it could be the exact opposite. Something happens and all of a sudden the money situation is off. I will say that Uranus typically is more going to be speaking to what's happening on the global level, but we can't deny this could be something about our own finances, okay? Um, Uranus wants you to take it to the next level. Uranus wants you to stop being stuck and stagnant, which with between Scorpio and Taurus, you could be stuck and stagnant in something. Okay. So interesting. I'm gonna tell y'all something. So yeah, you could be stuck, you could be stagnant, and and Uranus is like, hey, you gotta move, you gotta get going. And so for some of us, it could be maybe it's like you haven't been doing a good job of taking care of your money. And now all of a sudden, you're going to take care of your money. Or maybe with it being Scorpio, it could be some people are going to get some type of inheritance, something around taxes, inheritance, scholarships, fellowships. You could have some type of a financial breakthrough, but it's not necessarily like money that you're making through your job. It could be maybe even if you have a partner, maybe something will happen with their money. Hopefully, something good, but it could bring up a topic, a money topic around someone else, like a partner, business partner, husband, wife. You live with somebody and y'all have shared resources. So It's several things that we can be focusing on here. But I talked about that Uranus being about up leveling in some regard. Ashley is here. Hi, Ashley. I don't know if I brought up Bliss. It's been like, Tyra, bring up Bliss. How are you, Bliss? Good to see you, Queen. Glad you caught alive too. I'm doing it in a scorpionic way at night. So glad you're here. Um, so yeah, I want to talk about the Odu. I'm not going to do a full on astrology reading, but that's a little bit of an overview of this moon. There's not a lot of interactions with other planets with this moon, but I think that this moon is gonna, first of all, Scorpio. Scorpio is potent, it's deep, it doesn't want to be staying on the surface. It's asking you to go very, deep within. So of course, Scorpios, Tauruses, Leos, Aquariuses, this moon can feel very intense for those signs. Maybe Pisces and Cancer, you might kind of like it. It might feel good to you. Um, and then the other signs, maybe Virgo and what's the other one? Capricorn, Virgo and Capricorn. This could feel a little supportive for you. I will say, let me just say this also. When I mentioned those two, it made me think of this North Node and Saturn. They are interacting with this moon, but again, it's more in a supportive way. So I just kind of feel like with this moon, there's some changes that we need to make. There's new directions that we're going in. I think there's breakthroughs. We need to get past being confined in some kind of way. But by the same token, it's kind of like maybe it's like you're trying to get on track with it. You want to break free, but it's like you're not on track. You need to get on track with what you're supposed to be doing. So that's what I'm going to share. So I'm going to stop sharing here and I'll tie in other things about the moon as I continue because I want to start looking at the Odu. So the first Odu that I have, I think I'll do it like this. Um, yeah, I can type it here. Odu Agbe. That way y'all can at least, y'all know I like having graphics and stuff like that. So Odu Agbe. So again, the Odu are the sacred scripture out of the Ifa Orisha tradition. And this one is intense. That Uranus, when I looked at it, I was like, wow, this represents to a large extent this Agbe. Agbe wants you to have spiritual growth. It wants you to develop. I kind of see Agbe more as Jupiter. But in this particular case, I think it's fair to relate Odu Akbe to this particular full moon as being um, that Uranian energy, because Akbe is about growth and expansion. And so maybe this full moon is asking you to grow. It's like, hey, what's keeping you stuck that's preventing you from growing? And Agbe is asking you to grow. And so I want to say this, the Odu that I pulled, because we have what is called E-Ray and EB. And you always ask, is this Odu an E-Ray or EB? And this Odu is an EB. EB means there's challenges. So this could feel like a little bit of a tough moon. I don't it's not the worst moon that I've seen, but it's not like all these easy trines and aspects. That's what I'm trying to say. Not all these easy aspects, which makes it like, oh, it's just so many blessings and flowing. First of all, Scorpio. All right. Scorpio is like, hey, we're intense, we're obsessed, we're all in, and we're going deep. Um, So that alone, it's kind of like dealing with trauma, dealing with hurt, pain. Sometimes it could be about connections to other people. Do you feel connected? Now, I will say one thing I love about this moon is it is ancestral because Scorpio is it's a dark house and it's related to death and dying. And so we can also relate this to the energy of Scorpio. Okay. So definitely a moon where we need to be examining where we asked to go deep. I want y'all just to be aware of that and to go with it because the light is actually when you go into the dark. Actually, this is what I'm hearing. The Agbe is saying that you have to go into the depths. With this particular moon, you're being asked to go into the depths, and that is where you're going to find deep wisdom because that is Scorpio. And it's all about helping you to grow. So what deep wisdom is coming to you about your life? That's asking you to grow. In the Ifa tradition, we work with the Ori. All right. So the Ori, an easy way to explain it is the higher self. It's a guide. And so the question to ask your Ori, what is it that I need to go deep in? What deep wisdom is there for me? You can even write it down and just sit and wait for the answer to come, even though I think it'll come to you like a lightning bolt because of this Uranian energy. Um, I will say that Agbe also is about new beginnings, new life and opportunities. And I just want to say, this full moon, as you connect with the wisdom that is in it and follow the mandate of this moon, which is this internal shift, then that is what is going to lead you to new life, new beginnings. A lot of times it's like we want something new, but we're not willing to get rid of the old in order to step into the new. That's one thing I know. A lot of times, I want y'all to kind of think of we have space inside of us. We have space in our psyche. It's like, what can you hold? And let's say you're all filled up, and I'm just going to make up a number. Full means 25, it equals 25. In order for you to bring in something new, something has to be released. You can't keep it at full. Like you can't put more gas in the gas tank if it's full, or if you have a garage and you park your car in the garage, you can't park another car in that car space. In order for you to bring in something new, you got to take the one car out of the garage in order to put the other car in the garage, right? So I feel like that's what we're being asked to do with this moon is there's something that needs to be purged and released, that is Scorpio, in order for something new to come in. And when you do that, what this says, according to our Obi, is it assures the individual of victory, evolution, success, and strong support. All right. So sometimes you gotta be willing to let one thing go in order to step into that victory, to step into that evolution. All right. Um, let's see here. Order and illumination are called for. So that Saturn energy, the Saturnian energy, that's the part that keeps that Uranus from just like making us all just be like, I'm not doing nothing I don't want to do. I'm just going to be free and do whatever I want to do. Saturn is like, hold up, wait a minute, not so fast. So we do need to look at maybe where do we need more order in our lives, okay? The other thing about Agbe that I think is important, this is the part that's like Jupiter. You Jupiter is going to expand anything. It's yes, it's a great benefic planet and it can bring a lot of blessings and good fortune. But Jupiter is just like, baby, I just make stuff grow. Like, you like it, I love it. I'm just going to make it just bloom and blossom. And so I think that no matter what it is, it could be favorable or not favorable. Okay. Agbe is the exact same type of energy. So I want to encourage you to be intentional with this moon because whatever, honestly, you know what? This is what just came to me because it's a full moon. This is big energy, it's strong energy. I just think that this is it's going to be a lot of enlightenment. It's going to be a lot of. It's going to be big. It's going to be intense. And sometimes we need that intensity. Okay. Sometimes we need that intensity. So just be open. Be open to what kind of intensity this is bringing. Interestingly, Agbe, which I'm almost positive Agbe is Obatala, is a little bit of a mental type of energy. Because it's saying you need to focus. It's important for you to focus. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Scorpio can make you obsessed. So maybe you need to be looking at your obsessions. Are you obsessed with something? Is what you're obsessed with beneficial or not beneficial? I'm going to say it that way. But it does ask you to focus. And oh, it says be careful that your logical mind doesn't lead you to an imbalanced place. Okay, so we don't want to use too much logic. Scorpio is this energy of intuition, it's this energy of tuning in. It's a water sign, so it's definitely intuitive. Um, and so, on the one hand, we have to use that logic that Irasun is asking us to use, and we need to be, cautious, taking it, being mindful, step by step by step. That's what we got yesterday. And by the same token, there's a little bit where it's like we need to listen to our intuition. We need to be guided by our Ori so that we can keep things in balance. All right. Acquire wisdom, be humble. That is something that is very important with this full moon. Yeah. Scorpio is maybe a sort of humble. I guess it's more introverted because I don't know if Scorpios are humble. Now that I think about it, what you think, Ashley? Let me see if y'all are. Let's see here. Oh, everyone's here. Hi, Rachel. Oh, I haven't seen you in a minute. Hey, Queen. How are you? Hi, Felicia. How are you, big sis? Good to see you. Oh, Tracy is here. How are you? Tuesday's Grace. Everyone's here. TJ, how are you? Yes. Oh, Paula. Oh my goddess. How are you? Wow. Hello, Christina. Good to see you. Wow. It's so good to see everybody. Yeah, I said I'm gonna do this in the scorpionic way. I've been so on the go that I was like, I was a little bit of a sloth today, but I wanted to go live. So it's good to see everybody. Hello, hello, hello. I'm mostly just doing a reading. I'm not going in depth into the astrology. So yeah, I've just talked about Odu Agbe. And so it's spoken the EB. Maybe this moon is gonna be, which is the challenge. So maybe this moon is kind of like, hey, you're going to be seeing places where it's important for you to grow, where you're not growing. Okay. So I want y'all to think about that. So the other Odu that I'm going to change this, got was, so one of the reasons or one of the Odu that is speaking about it being in EB is O'Shea. And I have gotten O'Shea multiple times. Interestingly, this one is so much to me like, um, Scorpio. It is so scorpionic because it's saying you need to turn your wound into wisdom. And maybe some people are holding on to the wound, but maybe that Uranus is gonna help you to break free. Um, but yeah, that's something. Celebrate beauty over negativity. Okay, this is the energy of Oshun, the goddess Oshun, the Orisha Oshun. And so, okay, so we have Obatala, we have Oshun. Um, yeah, I'm gonna be tying them together. But anywho, I don't have a lot to say on that because it's so similar. So I just want to encourage everybody. Maybe there's some forgiveness work you need to do. Maybe there's some forgiveness work that you need to do. And I just really want to remind you, like, this wisdom of Obatala, Oshun is very creative and she's flexible. If we want access to that, I think that part of what we're getting from these Odu is, or from, around this moon is it's just really important to, you know, release and let some stuff go. The more you offload with this moon, I want y'all to use this moon to offload. Now, we set some intentions, oh my gosh, back in October, November. I don't remember exactly if the new moon in Scorpio was in October or November. I think it was in October, but we had a new moon in October. So maybe there's been something that has gone down for you since October. And it could be you're going to, realize some things, or something is going to end with this moon. You will have completed something with this moon. Um, hmm. But I also think that maybe there's something that you need to release and let go of. And the more you do that, then it's going to allow you to tap into the wisdom and of Obatala, and to tap into maybe the abundance of Oshun. I want y'all to remember, think about diamonds. A lot of the world's riches, oil, things like that, they're in the depths. They're in the darkness. They're beneath the ground. And so it's kind of like that's where we're going to really get to the jewels and the gems, is going into the darkness, maybe dealing with some shadow parts of yourself. Is that resonating with anybody? The shadow holds a lot of wisdom. Interestingly, the third Odu that spoke is Ogunda. Ogunda. It sounds just like the Orisha Ogun, because it speaks from Ogunda. Seems like I have pulled Ogunda for us, or cast the shells and got Ogunda. Um, so Ogun is all about courage and bravery. Like, Ogun is the same as Mars. This is the planet, or the Orisha, of this full moon. It is like we've got to be brave, we've got to be courageous, we've got to be willing to go into the depths, into the darkness, and face what is there. Okay. But think about the sword that Ogun has, or the machete, whatever, whatever we're dealing with, Mars Ogun. You can use that to dig down into those depths, and that's where you're going to find the riches. I just feel like this moon is about finding um, gems, GEMS, uh, uh, riches in something that it looks like it's not anything to be happy or excited about. Okay. Um, oh, okay. Let me finish telling you about Ogun. Um, Oh, Ogun helps us to move past obstacles. Do you remember I mentioned earlier Some of us may be feeling stuck in some kind of way, and this moon is asking you to get unstuck. And so, with us getting Ogunda, that's something, but that we're being asked to do. The thing is this Odu, this reading has come in EB. Now, I'm going to do a reading with my goddess deck because I didn't want to do a whole bunch of casting of the shells. Because if it took a long time for me to figure out what we're supposed to do, I may have cast multiple times. So we're going to use my oracle deck to figure out what is it that will bring us into E-ray. Now, some of what I've already told you is going to bring you into a ray, which is balance. Okay. Um, and some of that is like, where are you stuck? Maybe where are you resistant? And you need to move past this, right? So you can call on Ogun to help you with that. Ogun cuts through the inner blocks that we face on the path toward our goal. Other things that Ogun is all about, Ogun is like, hey, we've got to live according to divine law. All right. So you want to make sure that you are bringing in that balance in your life. You know what? This is how I'm going to say it. We're not going to talk about the laws of the universe. We're going to talk about integrity because that's something we've been talking about ever since I've been talking quite a bit about the Orisha. It's been, are you integrity or are you out of integrity? So that's what I want y'all to be thinking about with this moon. Where are you out of integrity? And it's so interesting when I talked about this on a recent live stream. Afterwards, I started just kind of monitoring myself, like where am I in integrity and where am I out of integrity? And I had told myself, you know what, Tyra, you got to be more serious about how you're eating and how you're exercising. And I wanted to skip going, I do these virtual classes for belly dance. I wanted to skip it. I was like, oh, really? But I thought you were committed. I think you're out of integrity with yourself, Tyra. I was like, let me get myself together. Right. Sometimes it's not anything like you're lying or anything. It's just you need to do what you said you were going to do. Or if you say you're not going to do something, then you don't need to be like, well, I'll just do it one more time. So that's how I want us to look at this. Where are we out of integrity? All right. Now, I want to just give you the last little bit because maybe this is the part that some people are a little bit off on. It says, the guiding instruction of this Odu is that abundance can be found at home. Any struggle which pulls the person who receives this Odu away from home is pulling them away from their destiny. And I'm going to tell you how I define home. Home is just what you're in charge of. Maybe it is the edifice that you live in, but I see home as more of the things that have been charged for your care. So if it is your family, you have to stay focused on your family. You can't let stuff pull you, if you're raising children, or maybe it's the work that you are doing. It's like, what are you in charge of caring for? So if you have a job, and are people asking you to do their work and put out their fires and you're not getting your job done? That's home to me. So the things that you're supposed to be caring for, you have to stay connected. And maybe this full moon is going to illuminate where we are not taking care of home, where we are being distracted. So that's one thing. Where are you in integrity? And then I want you to be looking with this moon, where have you lost focus? Because let me tell you, Scorpio is about focus, baby. Scorpio, intense, all in focus. Okay, let me see if anybody has shared anything. They are introverted and not humble. Okay, yeah. Tracy said depends on the Scorpio. Yeah, I guess I'll say scorpionic energy. is not humble. And the reason I say it, because it does depend on each individual, but the actual pure energy of Scorpio is it wants to control everything and everybody. So there we go. I'm going to put that out there. Maybe this full moon is asking you, mm, I don't know. Let me think. Where are you being too controlling? Is that keeping us in EB? So I'm going to go on ahead and do this. I'm going to use my goddess oracle. But yeah, Scorpio energy is very controlling. It wants to control everything. I'm married to a Scorpio. He has 5 planets in Scorpio. And I'm like, Scorpio will not get into you. Oh, I didn't put the other one up here. Scorpio will not just open up to you for the most part. You've got to get to know that Scorpio. But when that Scorpio knows you, you have somebody for life, whether you want them or not. I'm joking. I'm a Scorpio. I'm having fun. The last one that we had was Ogunda. Um, Odu Ogunda. That was the last Odu that I talked about. So yeah, this is. It could be a little bit of a rough moon, some rough revelations. But on the other side, Scorpio, you'll be better for it. Okay. Ah, interesting. Let me look at the other comments too before I do this. I'm not really a night. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm not really a night person either. I'm like, let me hurry up. Interesting. 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 Whew. Okay. Let me see what else we have. But they represent the dark, which is where the light is born from. Yep. Some are, some are not. I have 2 cousins that are Scorpio, both introverted. One is extroverted and loud in their persona. The other is very quiet. Yes. Where are you being too controlling and where are you being too lax? I love that. That's a good one. Where are you being too controlling and where you're being too lax? Okay, so the first one, the first reading or the first card that I'm pulling from my Mythical Goddess Tarot deck is Sacred Fire card. I'll type this in so y'all know where this is coming from. Mythical Goddess Tarot. One of my favorite decks. I love this deck so much. Okay. Interesting. White Buffalo Calf Woman. I just think, I don't know this one by heart, but it looks like, it's the energy of Leo. Interesting. But check this out. Check this out. Okay. I want y'all to remember we're dealing with this Scorpio moon. It says the white buffalo calf woman brings the fire of spirit to you through her strength and courage, showing you that through the control over your hidden demons and reverence for all that is sacred, you honor and align with your essence and bring light to the darkness of the world. I didn't read the whole thing. It's kind of long, but I didn't need to read the whole thing because that is an alignment already. I'm just kind of feeling like that's a confirmation of what we're already talking about. So, we're dealing with this Pisces energy. That Pisces energy got lit up recently. And it's lit up because the North Node is there. It can have something to do with the hidden demons. And definitely Scorpio can have to do with the hidden demons. And so I just think it's time right now. 2020, I think, was a time where it was like life got slowed down so much. People did a lot of soul searching. And I think 2025 is one of those years for us to do the soul searching. I feel like we are being called into experience greater depth in life. We're this society is just set up to keep us on the surface, right? And so maybe this moon is going to have us take that time to either go into the depth, face those inner demons, because let me tell you, those inner demons, they will keep you running in your life. They will keep you running. You won't be able to get settled. And maybe that's the EB. What are your hidden demons that need to be addressed? But I do wonder if it is all about going. We just need to go deeper, and it's hard to do that when we're constantly battling those demons, right? But there's wisdom in those hidden demons. One of the stories I love to talk about, maybe it's not a story, but one of the things I love to talk about is something I learned from an astrologer, and that's that there's all these energies. Part of the makeup of the world is these energies that causes problems. In the Ifa tradition, we call them the Ajogun. And we're dealing with Ajogun all the time. These sometimes the Ajogun is just what's inside of you. You're dealing with these inner demons. And sometimes it's just, it's like stuff that we meet out in the world. I'll put it that way. Um, but I loved that this astrologer talked about how they actually are a little bit of a gift. They help us tap into that inner strength. That is Scorpio. And so we give thanks for the inner demons. They suck when we're caught up in them. It's no fun. It's not fun to be, number one, battling all the time. And then number two, when you got to face it. But just like we talked about with Ogunda, it's saying here, strength and courage. That's what's being called for with this full moon. I wish I could, for me, I love positivity, light, and love. It's Scorpio. I'm sorry, y'all. It's Scorpio. Like I said, it's not the worst transit that I see here, but yeah, it's a little bit of an intense moon. So here, check this out. Next card I pulled is the crone. And guess what she has to do with? Scorpio. All right. Now, I do know this one has to do with, this is called resurrection. Resurrection. All right. So let's see what she has to say. Mm, mm. Sometimes when the readings are a little hard hitting, I don't like it. But in the end, it's kind of like what at least the oracle gave me insight. So the crone of seas, this is what this is called, has to do with Scorpio. So that's interesting. The crone of seas rises from the ocean's depths, reborn through the dark night of the soul. She embodies heart transformation and resurrection from death into new form. She is pure female being in expression, companion of the underworld, renewed and resurrected through massive emotional change. And she appears during powerful times of release and shift in your life. Let her lead the way through the murky depths of your personal underworld into the resurrection of your heart and expression. Welcome the change and the renewal that is upon you. So maybe there's some renewal that is needed. Maybe there needs to be a resurrection. I tell you what, stuff can be resurrected in Scorpio. I kind of get the sense of, in my mind, I'm seeing how like something is of value was lost and buried. And this moon has the potential to help us to recover that which was valuable, lost, and buried. I don't know if that stands out to anybody, but it could be a gift, it could be a talent. With Agbe speaking, maybe there's some wisdom that was shared with you you forgot it and you're going to remember it. It'll come back to you during this full moon. But I do kind of feel like there's like a big gift of value that can be recouped. But on the other hand, it's inner transformation. And so I want y'all to just open yourself up to finding some beautiful gift. And you might have to pick it up and kind of dust it off and run some water over it. You know how you find stuff and it's all muddy because it's Scorpio. So it's going to be dirty when you find it. But the more you look at it, you like, this is real gold. This is this is my healing. This is um my gift, my talent, or maybe it's a returned relationship. Maybe it's a returned relationship with yourself. Could be with someone else. Okay. Let me see. Oh, hey, Kita May. How are you, Queen? Okay, here's the last one. Uzumi. I find this one to be interesting. I wasn't expecting to see this one. This is the energy of the wild woman. So, you know what? This is what I'm going to say. This woman represents freedom right here. She is wind, I think. Hold on, let me see here. I think she's wind. And the air is what I meant. Yes. And you know that Uranus in this full moon is all about freedom. This woman represents freedom. This goddess represents freedom. She reminds you to be free in your expression and the way you view the world. She calls to your inner child to let go of your baggage and schemes. So there we go, releasing baggage and schemes, to surrender your grip on the way you function, and remember that life is a dance. Be like Uzumi. Free your inner radiance into expression by being true to your genuine essence. And so when I hear that, it makes me think maybe that is the gift that a lot of people are going to be, or some of us are going to be finding in this full moon is your truth, your authentic self. Scorpio is that type of energy where it's just kind of like, baby, I can't be nothing but who and what I am. I mean, that's all I got right now. Scorpios, now for all the ways that Scorpio can be challenging for people, one thing for sure, Scorpio is not going to lie to you. Scorpio is going to tell you the honest truth, and they hate being fake. And that's the gift that Scorpio wants to offer you, is to be your authentic self, to be the wild woman. We need more wild women in life. We need more women who aren't tamed. I mean, we need to be disciplined. Don't get me wrong. But we need to be disciplined in the way that we deem okay. I don't need to be disciplined in the way that, society wants me to be tamed. Okay. Let's see here. She's asking you to be released from restricted limitations of your genetics and the world around you. So, yeah, there's freedom in this moon. I do believe there's healing in this moon. I think that we're going to get a lot of messages, some divine downloads from this moon. And yeah, we had Obatala. I encourage you all with Obatala to do some reading. That's one of the things that I'll give to you all. Maybe read a wisdom text, or, study something that has to do with wisdom during this full moon. And maybe in doing that, that's what is going to be helping you to kind of understand what this moon is about for you. There was Oshun, who is celebrate beauty over negativity. And so maybe that's the frame. It's like the negative thing that the moon pulls up for you, or the challenging things that the moon pulls up for you, How can you see the beauty in them or in it? Celebrate beauty over negativity. Both Agbe and O'Shea are about your spiritual practices. Hmm. Yeah. Scorpio's spiritual practices, I think, might would be maybe doing ritual work. It's a little bit about taboo type stuff. So what are you gonna do this taboo? Come on. Uzumi is like, girl, let it go. What are you gonna do this taboo? Maybe that's what some of us need to break free. Stop doing everything between the lines. Yes, we have to be Saturn is requiring us to be disciplined, don't get me wrong. But there's a little bit around what can you do that's a little taboo? I'm gonna tell y'all something. The other day I was listening to someone talk about teachings of the Stoics, and some of the Stoics purposefully dressed in a way that made them stand out. And the reason that they did that was they were getting themselves to be in a position where they did not care. Craig, you ready to go to bed? I'm on live stream. Okay. Love you. Um, they were they were getting themselves in a position where they did not want to care what anyone thought about them. And so that's what I want to offer to you all. What can you do that's a little different? Maybe you don't want to just do taboo. Maybe it's just something that's different, and it makes you kind of stand out. But you want to get yourself to a place, and I can tell you, Scorpio is one of these types of energies where it's like, I don't care what anybody thinks. I do not care. I do what I want to do. So yeah, that's something that I'm wondering. Can you do something taboo to help you to break yourself free of step into your inner wild woman? Um, what would that be for you? Let's see here. And then of course Ogunda, which is all about having that being brave. I don't know if it's that you need to be brave to face something, or this moon is going to highlight where you know you need to amplify that about yourself. I will say this is a strategic moon, so maybe you've been looking for strategy in some kind of way, and that will come to you. But I want y'all to think about spiritual strategy. Okay, I want y'all to think about, what is spirit calling you to do? What is Ori calling you to do? The wisdom text, is it giving you some type of spiritual strategy to live your life by? Um, okay. I think that's what I have. I hope that that has been helpful to you all in some way. Um, yeah, I think that's what I have. It's late. I'm gonna go to bed. Thank you all so much for being here. Happy full moon in Scorpio. May it be healing. May it be freeing. Oh, another thing you can think about is purging and releasing. What needs to be purged? Body, mind, spirit, emotions, and maybe relationships or in your environment. What needs to be purged? It's a lot of different ways that you can approach this full moon in Scorpio. Take that time to honor your ancestors, and yeah, open up to a healing, open up to a breakthrough, and yeah, freedom, all that kind of good stuff. And I do want to remind everyone that the Eleke, the last day to register to be a part of this round of the initiation, there we go, is tomorrow. I already have 5 gorgeous women who have joined me. I'm so excited. So yeah, if you want to join in, And if you have any questions, I'm glad some people have reached out and told me, like, some sisters were like, "Hey, do you have a payment plan?" And I didn't make that clear, so I was able to make that clear. And then some of it is scheduling, and so I wanna have a time where we'll meet during the day, and for those who can meet it in the evening, I'll have a time for that too. So, yeah, join me, join me, join me. I'll drop this into the comments. Oh, hi, everybody. Thank y'all so much. Thank you. Hi, Manuka Benedicione. How are you? Good night. Good night, Felicia. Thank you. I think I'm going to take us out on some little quiet music, if I can remember which one it is. But thank y'all so much for being here. I appreciate you. I'm going to take this down. Okay, I think it's this one here. We're going to have us a little music as we go out. Oh, I think may this moon be very deep for you, deep and spiritual. Thank you. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. Yes, please do. All right, queens. I will probably be back tomorrow just to wrap up the what I've been sharing about the Ifa Orisha tradition. So yeah, I'll see y'all one more time, and then we're gonna get started with the initiation. Oh, thank y'all. Yes, happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. Thank you. All right, everybody, do what you need to do to have a good night's sleep. I don't know what I'm trying to do. Thank you. All right, y'all have a good one. All right, take care. See you tomorrow at some point. Why is this not coming out? Oh my God. Oh well. Thank you. Happy Mother's Day. Let me try this. Interesting. All right, yeah. I usually like to bring a little graphic up at the end, but it's not letting me. I don't know what I've done. Y'all have a good one. Night, night.